on Mayor Pro Tem Gibbons for the Pledge of Allegiance and Councilmember Alvarado for invocation.
Please stand. Salute. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can you stand, please? Bow your heads. Heavenly Father, just come before you to thank you for the blessings you have given us, Lord, and for our community, for everyone that's here. We just ask you to continue guiding us and giving us wisdom, knowledge, understanding, Lord, and also continue protecting our community. And we just thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Item for approval of agenda.
No changes, Mayor.
I thought we were pulling one of them.
Oh, I'm sorry. My
Got
apologies.
me too.
Okay.
Under management reports, item number 3, we'd like to pull that. Our staff member that was going to make the presentation appears to may be coming ill. And so we'll bring that back at a future date.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda, removing management report item number 3 to a later date. No, I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Gibbons, seconded by Councilmember Lopez to approve the agenda.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Given,
Yes.
Lopez,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Powell.
Yes. Okay, we have presentations tonight. It's always a fun part of the meeting and it's always fun to welcome you, and I'll come down and we're going to start with the first proclamation for the National Friends of the Library Week, which is started October the 16th to the 22nd.
We could do your own dinner.
All right, you might as well just step up here. Then I can talk to the mic. Welcome. It's really fun to have you come forward, and I see you're having a fun thing to show us as soon as I can finish, right?
Right, yeah, whatever you want it unrolled down. Oh, we'll do it after.
Okay, we have a proclamation for the National Friends of Library Week, October 16th to 22nd. And whereas Friends of the Shafter Library raise money that enables our library to move from good to great, providing the resources for additional programming, much provided needed equipment, support for children's summer reading, and special events throughout the year. And whereas the work of the Friends highlights on an ongoing basis the fact that our library is a cornerstone of the community, providing opportunities for all to engage in the joy of lifelong learning and connect with the thoughts and ideas of others from ages past to the present. And whereas the Friends understand the critical importance of well-funded libraries and advocate to ensure that our library gets the resources it needs to provide a wide variety of services to all ages, including access to print and electronic materials, along with expert assistance in readers advisory and children's services. And whereas the Friends' gift of their time and their commitment to the library sets an example for all in how volunteerism leads to positive civic engagement and the betterment of our community. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Kathy L. Prout, Mayor of the City of Shafter, on behalf of the entire City Council, proclaim October 16th to the 22nd as Friends of Libraries Week in Shafter, and urge everyone to join the Friends of the Library, thank them for all that they do to make our library and our community so much better. So you can see why we're all very excited. And we appreciate every minute, every time that you put in there, because it really has benefited so many in our community. Not just the little guys, but families that come in and participate. So it's a pleasure to present this to you. And you're welcome.
Thank you. I guess we can unroll it to the, so kids and families in the, lift it up. So kids and families in the Shafter Library signed this for you, and they were thrilled to hear when we told them what we were doing. Would you like to sign this sign? The city council has done all this work for the library and they immediately jumped on board. We thought we were gonna have to be down there a few nights, and after one night, this was full. So we are so thankful. We are so thankful that you made the decision to partner with BC to do the new library model. It's thriving, it's working really well. And we're just thrilled with it. And we have been able to raise a lot more money because we have not had to funnel our funds through the county. Everything's been able to stay local. So that's been a huge benefit to the city, and to our library. So we're very, very thankful. Yeah, let's turn it around. Can we get a group picture?
Yeah.
Right? Wanna come down? Oh, wow.
Let me get a. Yeah, that's.
I can send it to you.
You have it?
Yeah.
I see my kid's stamp on it. That's what's funny.
You want us to turn around?
Trust me, I've been taking the hell and putting that every day of this night.
I'm gonna.
Wait, Pete, you need to arrange them.
No, we can display it somewhere. I like to think we're all about to the children.
I think facing right, we certainly did like a few rounds. So there
You know, they put active on it, and sitting right there, I can see on the top. And it's not on the right side, it's raised the shirt up. You gotta sign it up. All right. All right. Okay, well, we're going from library to domestic violence. So Barbara, you have a crew or you by yourself? Got some here. Yeah, let's stay down here because it's easier for everybody to see if you stay down here. And you know, we've had Barbara and the crew for many, many years come forward and it really is something that we need to get to the community that understands domestic violence and what's available. So whereas domestic violence is a serious crime that affects people of all ages, races, gender, and income levels. And whereas 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have experienced some form of physical violence by an intimate partner. And whereas 1 in 5 women and 1 in 12 men have experienced sexual violence by an intimate partner in their lifetime. And whereas 1 in 15 children are exposed to imminent partner violence each year. 90% of these children are eyewitnesses to this violence. And therefore, whereas children who grow up in violent homes are believed to be abused and neglected at a higher rate than the national average. And whereas most domestic violence goes unreported. And whereas Shafter joins with others across the nation in supporting victims of domestic violence. And we share the goals of this month's observance and likewise support the work that private and public agencies are doing to provide the best or coordinated response to domestic violence in our communities. Now therefore, I, Kathy L. Prout, Mayor of City of Shafter, do hereby proclaim the month of October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we urge citizens to stand behind this strong message that there's no place for domestic violence in our community, and it will not be tolerated. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you. Yeah, here, I'm gonna step up and you get to speak.
Okay, all right. You're gonna take a pledge.
Ah,
Yes. Hi. Again, every year, until this goes away, we're gonna be here. Thank you, Mayor Prout and City Council members for that proclamation. The General Federation of Women's Club, representing all clubs nationally and locally, are devoted to the issue of domestic violence awareness and prevention. Representing our Shafter Club tonight, my name is Barbara Gladden. I have with me Suzanne Franz and Diane Waterhouse. And we are all actively involved in this month. For too long, I forgot Kathy Proud. Mayor Kathy Proud is a new member of Chapter Women's Club. Sorry. Well, she's a rookie, but we'll get her on board. So. Oh, okay. So for too long, domestic violence was considered a family issue and was left for families to address in private. Today, we recognize the importance of the roles of the public and private sectors, nonprofit organizations, communities, and individuals in helping to prevent and address domestic violence and create a culture that refuses to tolerate abuse. Domestic violence affects millions, as we said in our proclamation, in the United States every year, causing significant harm to the physical and mental health of survivors and their families, undermines the economic stability and overall well-being. Locally, our police department last year responded to 101 calls for domestic violence. Now, that was a little less than the year before, but it's way too many. While significant progress has been made in reducing domestic violence and improving services and support for survivors, much work remains to be done to expand prevention efforts and to provide greater access to safety and healing. During Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we come together to reaffirm our commitment to ending domestic violence and supporting our survivors and encouraging them not to stay silent. As a club, we also support the White Ribbon Campaign, which is a social media campaign that encourages everyone to pledge never to commit, to excuse, or stay silent about domestic violence, sexual harassment, and sexual assault against others. And then we like it posted on your social media page, if you would. So will you take that pledge with me tonight? And everybody in here, because it's a community effort. Let's send a message loud and clear that we will not tolerate domestic violence in Shafter. And we will get help to the victims. Thank you again for your part you played in this proclamation and supporting us with our efforts. So I have the pledge and I want a picture because that's how we get the word out and it shows your support. So are you guys willing?
Me and my hair.
Now, a couple of years ago, you guys took the pledge. However, the pledge was only for men to take. And because we're all being fair here, and we know that men can be victims too, that's why the pledge reads a little different. And so anybody and everybody that wants to be involved in this can come up on the stage and take the pledge. Don't be shy. Yeah, come on up. Well, we're just, let whoever's in the front row. Oh, take a picture. Yep. Don't be shy.
Music playing?
Okay.
We don't have a reading. No.
Oh, you want to actually take it? All right, let me hold it up. Ready? Hold on. Okay. I Thank you.
Yeah. You got that white ribbon on, you didn't
We should have gotten in front there, Perry. Said Jeff. I know, right?
girl.
Train.
Yeah. Bah.
Okay, we have a number of new employees that need to be introduced and we have them all on the screen. Chief, your turn.
Good evening, everybody. I'm your Chief of Police, Kevin Zimmerman. Up on the screen there, we have new police officer Jesus Vega. Jesus and his spouse have a 5-month-old daughter,
Nice.
very pretty. Jesus, he's an only child. I couldn't imagine what that's like. He's lived in Bakersfield for the majority of his life, has some prior law enforcement experience, and he's currently a United States Marine reservist.
Nice.
Hoorah. Jesus was hired by the city September 19th, 2022, and he's currently in his first phase of field training. So welcome, Jesus. Next up is Idalis Vasquez. Officer Vasquez is out at the animal control facility. She has one older sister, a younger brother, and a younger sister. She's lived in Bakersfield for the majority of her life. She attended Independence High School and is currently working on her animal science degree at Bakersfield College.
Nice.
She has prior animal control officer experience and has volunteered numerous hours with local animal shelters. She was hired October 10th, 2022, and welcome her aboard.
Very cool.
Glad to have her.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, who's going to do our service? There you are, Marco.
Mike.
I said Michael. No, I said Michael.
Oh, okay.
Michael James, right? There you go.
I did too.
Three new service crew members of the Public Works Department, the fourth one is sworn in next week, I believe. These hires are backfilling vacant positions that we covered in this year's budget. The new employees that have sworn in in the last couple of weeks are Isabel Camacho. I've been pre-approved calling in Izzy. Works for me, and then moving on. Jorge Escudero, and then finally, Carlos Mara. So far, neither employee has been assigned to a particular division of public work, so we're going to build up an experience the entire operation and ultimately assign them based on their strengths. So hopefully the community and council will see that we can get the community very soon.
Thank you.
Very good. That was pretty exciting to welcome him in. Dennis?
Terry's here.
You look different.
Terry, yeah.
I would have dressed if you would have.
No, you did very well. That was good.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight I'll be introducing Perry McMasters as our code enforcement officer. Perry's family are Shafter natives, at least his mom is. So his mom's family grew up on Venable and McCrum. And Venable was named after his mom's family. So pretty cool. They're very excited that he's working here, and so is Perry. 28 years ago, Perry started, he was actually taking classes at Bakersfield College, and he started as a reserve police officer, which he still does currently today. So very, very good that he donates his time, doesn't get paid for that position at all for 28 years. Shortly after that, he started with the Kern County Sheriff's Office as a detention deputy. He worked there for 24 and a half years and just recently retired from the Kern County Sheriff's Office. He's married, has 4 kids. His stepson, Lucas Graves, is our canine officer. He's worked under Kevin Zimmerman for the past 20 years of his career in different kind of positions. In his spare time, he teaches law enforcement classes through Kern Community College District, and he was hired yesterday, October 18th. So be glad to let him speak if he wants.
I don't have much to say other than these last 2 days have been absolutely amazing. You know, growing up in the jail, I've spent 25 years approximately with some extra help time thrown in there at every jail that Kern County has. And today I had some fresh air. And it wasn't the jail air, and so I'm very excited about the position, and I really appreciate the opportunity. it's much different than being in the jail, that's for sure. So, thank you.
I'm glad to have you on board.
Welcome to Shafter.
Okay.
Better on the outside.
I'm just gonna say today, I drove over to Chevron and got a corn dog, and that's something that he never let me do. Never. Clearly, I rethought.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think we've introduced everybody, right? Public comment. Anyone in the audience care to address the council may come forward at this time?
Honorable Mayor, members of the council, Jeff Martin, American Refuse. We finished our rollout for the small triangle on Mantle and Tulare. It went very well. We rolled out Bishop Acres out on 7th Standard, and we rolled out North Shafter. This was probably one of our most challenging areas of rolling out, just due to the size of the streets and the homes, trying to find addresses. It's a little bit different, but we were very successful with that. In November 2nd, so in another 2 weeks, we'll be doing another rollout. This will be from Tulare Avenue to the north up to Mantle. So a little bigger streets, go pretty quick, around 256 customers. This weekend, we had a community cleanup event at the courthouse parking lot. We had really good participation. We collected, a roll off of mattresses and white goods and a truckload of just trash from folks. We did a compost giveaway also. We gave away roughly around 12 tons of compost. It was very popular. Women's Club gave away trees, roughly around 150 trees, and that went really well. So it was a good time. So,
It was a good day.
yeah, it was a beautiful day,
Mhm.
great weather. We couldn't ask for anything better. So we had good participation
Yeah.
too. A lot of folks.
But you were a different color too. You were just, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, we went home and figured out how we're gonna not have to deal with that.
He was working the compost and he was, well, there's just more than just dust.
Yeah, it just, I was black from head to toe, but
Yeah.
that dust was just coming up
Yeah.
to my face, but this is the second time we've done compost giveaway, and it's just really blown me away how
Mhm.
well received it is. And even today, we're getting calls like, hey, when are you gonna do that again? We really want some more. So it's really good.
But you're gonna have to deliver it to my house. There's no way you're gonna put that in my car. No. No.
Priuses can do a lot of things, Kathy.
Huh?
Yeah.
Priuses can do a lot of things.
Yeah. Nah, you're not gonna put
Yeah,
that.
just leave the windows down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Leave
yes.
the windows down. Maybe leave the hatch open in the.
There you
rear
go.
line.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
So anyways, that's
Yeah.
about it.
No, it was good. It was a good day, a good program and good volunteers, just good participation, what I saw. I mean, yeah, very nice.
Yeah, it went really well.
So you will plan another one
Yeah, we will.
somewhere.
Yeah, we'll definitely plan another one. The compost is just, it's somewhat new to us. And just, it's really going out quick. Like I said, we gave away 12 tons. I mean, that's a lot. We ended up towards the end, there were people coming with pickup trucks and I was tired of shoveling. So I said, just give me your address. We'll go to your house. So we just went to their house and. dropped
See,
it
he
off.
did deliver. See there?
Yeah.
You didn't give them your address.
Yeah. Yeah, I know where you live. So,
Yeah. No.
yeah. So anyways, yeah, hopefully we'll do it
Very
again
good.
soon.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you.
We're really excited about code enforcement too. I've been seeing these people with maybe tall grasses, preferably on 1101 Wayland. If you could check.
I wonder whose house that is.
Yeah, that guy never mows his lawn.
You know what's crazy is I was just getting ready to give you a big compliment and then you say that.
Yeah.
May I have a moment?
I did give you a compliment right
No,
now.
you better be quiet while you're ahead.
So I do, as many of you know, I've had my words when it comes to alleys versus curbside, and we'll leave those words there. But American Refuge as a company is an incredible company. Not just from a company perspective, but you can tell a lot about a company by who runs the company. And Jeff and Linda are incredible people. So last night we had our Boosters Club meeting, and in Boosters, for our athletic boosters, we actually work with the school to ensure that if the school's going to pay for uniforms this year, are we paying for uniforms? And Shafter High has probably the best boosters club out of all the Kern High schools, just simply by what we do and what we're putting in and what the community puts in as well, right? And one of the things that we knew was coming up was soccer uniforms, and I was informed last night that I think it was you or Linda. I don't know. Maybe it was a combination of both. Went up to the head coach, Mr. Maldonado, and said, "Here's the card, buy the uniforms." And so that's really cool when you get a chance to see that. You didn't come through us. You didn't ask for the acknowledgement. This isn't you asking for this, but I do want to acknowledge you because I think that's really great when a company says, "I want to support my community. I want to give where maybe somebody doesn't know to give or doesn't see that." And I just want to say thank you for that.
Thank you.
Hey, anyone else care to come forward at this time? Yes, sir.
I'm Danny Payne, 679 Hoffman Drive. The reason I come forward was I've had several people approach me and ask me, when are we gonna get a water meter? And what is the minimum amount of water for our basic rate on our water bill? How many gallons per month? How many gallons? You understand what I'm saying? And these are friends of mine. And I've had an issue when been ongoing for several years. I live on Hoffman Drive in Hoffman Sierra, the west loop. And half of my alley is basically gone. The asphalt's been gone for years. I've lived there in that home for 45 years. Years ago, I had a tree next to my driveway and it was getting close to the power lines. I had it removed, but it had lifted the curb and gutter. That alley is curb and gutter. But it has not been touched since I've lived there. Now, it got to a point to where the water wouldn't drain. I approached the city about it more than once, and nothing's ever been done to it. Since then, the ground has settled a little bit. It does drain, but I have people around the corner draining their swimming pool at least every week. It comes up down the alley and down my alley, alongside my home and out. It has created a bad mosquito problem because of the low spots and the dirt areas in that alley hold the water. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I hope something can be done when they put my meter in. I don't have my meter as of yet. And I'm not pushing that, but I just wanted to make it known. And recently, as much as 3 days ago, I believe it was Friday or Saturday night, we've had raccoon problems in our neighborhood for quite a while. And I caught 4 of them going across the neighbor's lawn, across to the decorations for Halloween across the street. 4 big raccoons. I have no way of trapping them or doing anything with them. And personally, I don't want to touch them. But something needs to be done because I'm not the only one that says that. I know I had a neighbor that had his roof destroyed. They were living in his attic for a while. He finally put a new roof, stopped the problem. But I know where they're living. I know where they come from every time they come out, but I'm not going to trap them.
There are people that do trap them, Danny.
Yeah, for about $300 a day. But, and then we have an ongoing problem in Manor Park. I've noticed of squirrel. They're bad.
Bad at my house too.
So I don't know whether the city can do anything about this, if animal control could do something, but for the county possibly. But it is a problem and it's getting worse and worse and worse. So I just want to bring it to your attention and thank you. And there's one correction. There was a picture last week in the Shafter Press. The Cops and Coffee was a very big success. And there was a picture in there of Don Lovelace, myself, and the chief. My name isn't Elro.
Oh, I missed that.
Just want everybody to know that.
Oh, he wasn't a bad guy, so you're still safe.
I hope I'm safe.
Uh-huh.
I don't want him to come and arrest me because he thought he had the wrong person. I'm
Follow the raccoon.
Oh, dear. Anybody else want to follow that one? Well, hearing none, then we'll move on. The next item is council announcements and reports. Pete, you want to start out today?
Yes, on the 5th of October, I attended National Coffee with the Cop Day at the Tin Cup. And there was a nice turnout of police officers and the chief was there and I enjoyed that. On the 10th, I attended an oath for the oath of office for the service crew member Carlos Lara. And then also animal control officer, is it Idalis Vasquez? And then on the 12th, I attended another oath of office for service crew member. I'll go with you, Mike,
Izzy.
call him Izzy. Izzy Camacho. And then on the 13th, I attended an oath of office for the 2 officer trainees, Joseph Escapiso, and then Stephen Maldonado. On the 13th, I attended the Era Energy 25th anniversary party where the Shafter Library received a $10,000 donation. And I'm hoping that David wants to come up and talk about that here in a little bit. On the 17th, I attended another oath of office for service crew member Jorge Esquivel and Code Enforcement Officer Perry McMasters. And everybody seems to be happy about you being on board, Perry. And it's a position that we've been waiting to fill, so welcome aboard. And then I would also like to extend a thank you to American Refuge for everything that you're doing and helping getting the 3-can system up and going and keeping up on your schedule and stuff like that. I appreciate it and thank you for all the hard work from the city of Shafter. That's it.
Hey, Susan.
I have nothing to report at this time.
Chad?
Nothing more to report. I do want to say to the 2 groups, I really like that banner. And the girls have been loving doing those classes at night. I've got Grace coming home trying to speak Spanish to me, and it's actually really incredible to watch this. They go through a full day at Grow and end up turning around, going back to class for 2 more classes in the evening. And there are a lot of people at that library. I know they're checking books in and out like crazy. They're using the Learning Center like crazy. The programs are great. We really have something that is so unique to the county and really the state in general. And I gotta say, where's David? I really wish we would have landed that award at the league. That Learning Center is such a unique experience. And I just don't know if people really grasp what's happening inside of that facility. So it's really cool to watch that. And for the other note for the domestic violence, you mentioned it, it does go, it's not just for men, it does go for everyone, but I do have to say this. It's really important that the father figure is in the home and is stable and shows the respect that needs to be shown. And if the father is stable in the home and doing what is right, then you'll probably see domestic violence go way down, and you'll see things change within our community, within our kids, and the issues that we have with all the other different communities, even some of the things the chief is seeing. So kudos to you. If I know how to find that on social media, I'll find it and repost it, but just bear with me on how to figure out how to find it. That's all.
Gilbert?
Yes, thank you. Well, Jeff, I guess I was hoping you didn't find my house, but you did, so thank you, Jeff. Also, I just want to say thank you to the Friends of the Library. Thank you for all your hard work and your commitment, and also Barbara for domestic violence awareness, doing that every month. I know it takes away from your time just to bring the awareness to the community. Sometimes we don't realize, we just take things for granted, but there are folks even among us that were raised on domestic violence. So, but thank you again, Barbara, for that, and all your team. Also want to say thank you to all the employees that the city has hired, from the police, from Public Works, and to Code Enforcement. Welcome on board. And times are changing and just the whole economy in general is changing. And I just hope that things get better, for all of us and for the nation as well. I just want to make a quick announcement. October 27th, the Chapter Alliance is having their trunk or treat and right here in front of next to the Veterans Hall, across from the Superior Courtroom. They're going to be giving away 300 free hot dogs, chips, and water and popcorn. And then following is the trunk or treat. So everyone is welcome to come and to participate. It's free. So I invite everyone. And that's all I have to report. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Coffee for the Cop was kind of a last minute deal, but it was very successful. And I thought it was excellent that we did it. And that the turnout was really good and the responses were good. Also, I attended the transportation conference that was held in Bakersfield. It was an annual event. It was at Hodell's and they had some outstanding speakers and on different topics of transportation, including the train, as well as logistics for the railroad, as well as the one that stood out probably the most was the chair for the California Transportation Commission. And she's also the president and CEO of Fresno Economic Development Corporation, coming here to our area and telling about how she's going to represent all of the valley. Her name is Leanne Eager. And when she first started out, I wasn't sure where she was headed, but she has to keep everybody in line on the Transportation Commission to make them realize that you can't forget about the valley, but you also have to think about the valley as being separate and different from the metropolitan areas north and south of us. We are different, and yet that's where the growth is coming. And if you really want to be sincere about making sure of our growth and dealing with what's coming, that they be very much on top of it. Yeah, that's all I really need to say on the transportation deal. It was worth the time to spend there and very rewarding with everybody that attended. The other one was the oath of office. You've already heard about all of them. You've been introduced to them, and I was there as well as with Pete. Let me think here. The task force did a tour at the library, and our gal over there, Elsa, did an excellent job. And there were about 15 of us, I think, that attended from the task force. And it's a group of ladies that, and some of the other ladies that are out here even have been there. But we hear reports from the different local representatives that tell about what they're doing in their own situation, as well as including you to participate, that we can share back to you. Phil was there from the rec district, and he gets excited with the participation from the athletes or the families that are getting involved in sports, and it's really good for us. We shine very well in the athletic programs in our school or in our community. Also, there was a couple ladies there, Jamie, and I didn't get her last name. She leads the CHAMPS program at the elementary schools. It replaced the ACE program that was there before. Outstanding program that they're doing. It's really encouraging, and a lot of it's even being pushed by state government that we include our kids today to participate in these after-school programs. Also, I'm skipping through all of these oath of offices. In attending the recognition at Era Energy that celebrated 25 years anniversary, was really exciting to receive the grant for the library of $10,000, but Shafter also received $10,000 for the recreation department and the women's, seniors at the Walker Center. They stand out too in what they offer in this community, and it says well for them to represent the present that $10,000 grant to their group too. And we were the only city that got two. There were some other organizations that received $10,000, but for us, for our city, we did very well. We represent ourselves well. And then you heard about the bulk waste event. Yeah, everyone contributes, and we do it as a group. And I know all of us that are here like to be part of that group and everyone's contributing in some way. And I think that's where Perry maybe picked up even yesterday. What you didn't know about us, you're going to learn quickly because the community does respond. They'll respond to you even in code enforcement because we've worked along that way and you're going to enjoy your job. You really are. Yeah. Just like our service guys that we brought on. There's just some good stuff happening and yeah, even in animal control. I mean, we need to have them and we've been short. We've been short for a while already. We were down, what, 2 positions, Chief? Yes, and also the volunteers, they just haven't come back like they were before COVID hit. And so it's really been taxing out there to make sure that we can stay ahead of the whole program. So we could only hope and wish that they do come back. Volunteers are needed just about anywhere, so spread the word. But that's all I had. So we're gonna move on. I get to talk some more here. Consent calendar. We have 13 items and I think I've highlighted them as quickly as I can so that we'll really breeze right through them. We have approval of checks. We have approval of payroll minutes, overtime report. We also have the approval for special event permits for the trunk or treat with Lions Club on October 22nd. We have a special event permit for a Harvest Festival Parade with the Kiwanis Club. And it's at Mantle Park. It starts at 5:30. We have approval for a special event permit, the 2022 Wings and Wheels Show, which is being held at Minter Field Air Museum on November the 12th. We also approve an electric vehicle installation plan and cost proposal prepared by Turnkey Energy, valued at $27,864. Which is the payment voucher issued through the San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District Charge Up. And that was another grant program that we qualified for, which is really going to help us. We also, number 9 was to approve 2023 Kirschman Park Irrigation System Upgrade Project. And we were out to formal bid. We are on number 10, approve the 2023 James Street Light Enhancement Project and authorize the release and for formal bid procedures. Number 11 is to approve the purchase of 11 GETEC. Do you say that GTEC? Get Tech? GTEC. Oh, see, just so easy there. Which is the mobile digital computers for securing mounts for the Shafter Police Department, approximately $47,833. Number 12 is to accept formal quotes submitted for 1 new trencher and approve that purchase, the trencher to Ditch Witch West in the amount of $24,523. And it used primarily in the Parks Division. Also, number 13 is to adopt the City of Shafter employee biweekly pay schedule effective October the 1st and revised October the 18th. Any questions or comments?
I make a motion to approve consent calendar as read.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Gibbons, seconded by Councilmember Lopez to approve consent calendar.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Given,
Yes.
Lopez,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Prout.
Yes. Okay, moving on to management reports. The first item is to adopt an urgency ordinance for the City of Shafter, approving and adopting execution of a 3rd amendment to the development agreement with Suburban Land Reserve, 7 Standard Ranch Investors, and Lennar Homes of California.
So the American Council, this item has come before you in the past. This is a 1-year extension to the current DA extension that expires October 22nd. So the 1-year extension will then take us out to October 22nd, 2023. The reason we're asking for a 1-year extension is because in good faith, as you know, we've been negotiating with the developers in good faith. And to extend that, we need the development impact fee nexus studies are currently underway. We don't anticipate receiving those until after after the first of the year in 2023. And so those nexus studies are pertinent to our negotiations because we are discussing fees that will be associated with the development agreement. And so otherwise, we're trying to just put a number into the DA. So in those efforts and the ongoing negotiations in good faith between the city and the developers, we felt that a 1-year extension would be in everyone's best interest. Therefore, we're recommending that we go ahead and approve the one-year extension that'll take the current DA through, like I said, October 22nd, 2023.
Okay. Anyone have any questions?
Make a motion to approve as read.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Kivens, seconded by Councilmember Lopez to approve the urgency ordinance.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Givens,
Yes.
Lopez,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Prout.
Yes. Next item is to approve an amended and restated agreement for the city attorney legal services between the city of Shafter and Best and Krieger.
Mayor and City Council, because this is a matter that involves compensation to my law firm, I'm not able to participate in the matter and I will need to recuse myself.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay,
So Mayor and Council, this, as the city attorney just stated, it's involving a new service agreement, professional service agreement between the city and Best and Krieger. It is for legal services. This is in the role and capacity of city attorney. One of the things that this new agreement does is, one, obviously, there's a fee adjustment, hourly rate that we've not had in several years. And so we've been the benefactors of a reduced rate because they had not been charging us their most recent fees. Also with that is the structure of the agreement is changed. We're going to a retainer-based fee structure. So the old agreement was on time and materials. So as we utilize their services, it would bill us an hourly rate. That includes a lot of the routine ministerial work that's involved, from reviewing the agendas, helping us prepare resolutions, ordinances, reviewing agreements, that sort of thing. And so what we're doing, based on historical trend and utilization on a monthly basis, is going to a retainer base. So there'll be a flat fee of not approximately, but of 16,500 per month. That retainer fee will include 70 hours of time, 62 hours, and that's based on the historical usage. Within those 62 hours, we'll be able to utilize and have access to the city attorney's office, not just Marco, but any one of their attorneys within the firm for routine ministerial services. So for example, moving forward, resolutions, ordinances, review of agreements, review of our staff reports, anything that we may want them, will be within that retainer fee. One of the new things we're also instituting to help be more efficient, both on with staff, but also on the billing, is we will be having office hours with the city attorney's office. So weekly, we'll establish a particular day and time, a number of hours that he will be available for staff. So that way, our staff, if they need to consult with Marco, they will be able to set up a time, discuss the matter in advance of before it comes to you, obviously in advance of when we're preparing the staff report, and be able to get that consultation. That will all be included within the routine. Also, when Marco travels up to the council meetings, that will be included. The twice a month council meeting, travel time, all of that will be included in the retainer fee. Any specialty work outside of that retainer fee, personnel matters, environmental issues, anything specific that may be a PD matter, like we get a pitches motion or anything like that, that's more specialized, that will be billed separately at that hourly rate for that associate attorney. But that's the only caveat. So again, this is a new structure that it's a standard industry practice where cities will have a retainer fee-based agreement with their city attorney. But then within that amount, like I said, we do have access to other attorneys within the firm. And so we will be monitoring in terms of how we're getting the utilization of those hours. And then if we need to adjust those, whether because we're using more of it, we can adjust it. If we're using less, then we can adjust that as well. So we both benefit from that. And so with that, we're open to any questions. Otherwise, we're recommending approval of the new, or excuse me, amended and reinstated agreement with city attorney for legal services.
Any questions?
What happens between hours 62 and 70?
So those hours, as stated, and I've talked with Marco, is that we will track those hours, kind of like bank them. It's kind of a cushion. If we're not using it in the current month, we move them into next month so that if the next month we're going above those 62 hours, then we have those eight extra hours that we can use as a cushion where he won't begin to bill us. And so we'll be able to just have that cushion of 8 hours on a monthly basis. But our retainer is still based on the 16,500 for the 62 hours.
71 month, 50 for the next month, and it equals out to the 60.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and there might be months that we are using the city attorney's office more than normal, only because of the amount of activity that we may be having going on. So towards the end of the fiscal year, we tend to have more work involved with the budget and different agreements that we have to comply with. And then the year end, because we're trying to get as much policy documents before you. So there's typically more work involved with the city attorney's office. But that's one of the added benefits of going to a retainer base, that we'll be able to have a little bit of a cushion for that.
Good.
Another question.
Any other questions?
Make a motion to approve as read.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Givens, seconded by Councilmember Lopez to approve an amended and restated agreement for city attorney.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Given,
Yes.
Lopez,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Prout.
Yes. The number 3 item has been pulled for a later date to reschedule. Next item is city manager comments and reports.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I almost forgot about you.
Yeah, thank you for that, Mayor Pro Tem. Just a couple of reminders, and then like on the one item, I'd like to get some council just kind of thumbs up or down. So tomorrow's Principals Partner Day, just for a reminder, 8 o'clock tomorrow, Shafter High. And then next Thursday, we have the check presentation with Senator Hurtado for the $6 million check for the proposed fire police substation at Gossamer Grove.
Are we doing that at PD or are we doing that here?
PD.
Okay.
Yeah, we felt it was appropriate to.
I agree.
have it at PD. And then Candy in the Courtyard, this is a community engagement and a goodwill event that we'll be doing out here in the courtyard, handing out candy. We're trying to promote a safe environment for our kids and our city kids to come out and do some trick or treating. And then I believe each of the departments is going to kind of compete for best booth. We're all going to get dressed up in different themes. So come on down, have some fun with us on the 31st. And then we had the study session earlier today. And one of the items I want to just get some direction is we had proposed a community workshop for the housing element on November 15th. I just wanted to see if that thumbs up, if that's still a go. It is part of the new community engagement we need to do as part of the housing element update. And so I just want to confirm that you guys are okay with us hosting the community.
That's our
workshop.
council meeting night,
Is it?
It is.
November 15th.
And I will not be here. I will be absent that night.
Let me double check. I'm not doubting you. It's just. It is. So it's community workshop, but. Okay, let's work with our outside consultant for a different date and see if maybe do it on a Wednesday or Thursday or something. Is there a particular, it's a community workshop, so it's not anything
Are you
you
just
need
gone
to
that
be
day?
here.
No, I'll be gone for the week. Well,
Oh.
that week and the next week.
Oh, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
No,
Yeah. It's been a long time.
Okay.
And Jeff knows where I live, so he says he's gonna watch my house. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, it's growing too.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's taller than that.
Oh, I know how to fix that.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez. See what you started, Dennis? That's your fault now.
so you're gone those two,
It's 2 weeks.
that week and the following week?
I'm gone the week after that. This is your second week. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay, we'll work with the consultant and then I'll have the city clerk send out some dates for you. Okay, thank you for that. That's why I wanted to bring it back and get some confirmation. So thank you for that. Okay, good. And then I'll have Public Works follow up to with Mr. Payne regarding the water meter. And I don't know what we can do about the raccoons or squirrels, but we can definitely look into the other his questions regarding the water meter. We are doing installation of new meters throughout, so we can have Public Works follow up on that. And then I am going to ask our chief to come up, give a quick, a brief update, and then we'll follow up with David, giving a Quick update on a proposed project to further continue to improve the aesthetics and the landscape over at the library and Shafter Learning Center. So, Chief.
Good evening again. I thought it would be worthwhile to give you a quick update about last week, actually, and our continued commitment to making sure that the community is as safe as possible. If you remember, there was some pronounced concern expressed via social media about the safety or some impending violence in the North County communities. To date, Shafter has not been affected. I'm very proud to say that. And I also remain proud to affirm that your police department staff, they've worked very hard to create an environment that is not popular with criminals. So they're, all crime doesn't stop in Shafter, but I can assure you that they're reluctant to come our way because of how active your police officers are. So I'm very proud of that. I would like to assure each of you that I'm continuing to interact with all of the stakeholders that are involved. In fact, just today, there was an investigative meeting that had about a half a dozen agencies in it, including everybody in the North County. And they were exchanging investigative information, including the prisons. We were exchanging investigative information so that we don't lose something, through space and time. So a few days ago, I decided to provide a video update about our community concerns, and I can tell you that it was very well received. In fact, it was so well received that I plan to build upon that style of interaction moving forward. And I'm going to be working with our communications director, Rachel, to create a series of videos, to better connect with our community. So I wanted to let you know that I have plans to do that because it was it appeared to be an effective way to get a message out, right? I see it as a real opportunity, and collaterally, I think I'll be famous. So,
No helicopter, chief, no
Well, the city will
helicopter.
be with you.
isn't that what the $6 million is for? The Hurtado helicopter? All right, I'm sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
Squirrel. Um,
We have a lot of squirrels, yes.
focus. But I wanted all of you to know that your police department folks, top to bottom, dispatchers working hard, listening to calls coming in, getting the information out. They're out there working hard to make sure that we're on the right side of this. So I'm super proud of them.
Chief, I want to thank you and your staff. During that time, there was a lot of confusion. I would say a lot of misinformation going around social media. But I seen your staff quite a bit. They were staged in certain locations, which was amazing to see. Saw them patrolling up and down Shafter. It was just, it was very, very reassuring to see that. And a lot of the community as well, they seen that and they love it. And when your message came out clear and put people at ease. That was a very good thing you did. And I want to say, I just appreciate you guys.
Thank you, sir.
I actually I'm glad he jumped to it before I did, but reiterating the same thing, especially when that video message came out, we got a lot more calls going, hey, we wish we had people like that where we live. And that wasn't including in California, that was family that we even have across the nation. So from my family and me sitting here where I'm at now, you have my full support, you have our full support. We are very thankful and grateful that you are here, and continue that. We pray that you are continuing to be here and doing what you are doing best, but maybe without the helicopter. Sorry.
I can live with that.
Okay.
Chief, I'd just like to say that I was sent that video and I looked at it and it made me feel good. And then I got contacted by about 3 or 4 people that said that hearing the message coming from you was very, very, it really helped out.
Right on.
Because they were hearing the same things, it's people getting shot in Shafter or what's going on. It's not. And I told them, I said, not as far as I know, I haven't heard anything, but keep up the good work and thank you very much.
And I want to say that Rachel and Yasmina made me do that. So anyway, thank you so much.
Well, Chief, Good job. Tell yourself good job, and you guys know where I live, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
my God.
All right.
Just by there 10 times a day. Okay, thank you.
You'll know your breath though. I just learned that.
David? No, you'll have a fun one. No, you're fun.
Honorable Mayor, members of the Shafter City Council, just wanted to give you a report on changes in how things are going to look over the coming months at the Learning Center. It's not going to be dramatic, but it'll be positive. You can hit slideshow. So this is the, as you know, this is the plaza outside of the Learning Center. And the vision for the GAF remodel was to make this space something that's pleasant to be in, that's useful, and really especially when we're utilizing all of the space indoors, that we have a place for people to be, that they don't feel crowded, and it serves that purpose. One of the things that we think would help make it serve that purpose better is to define the space more and separate it more from the parking lot, and also to add some greenery. So you can see this is the back corner already has some plantings and some planters. It's limited right now by the scope of that is limited by the irrigation. So right now the irrigation line comes over the surface, and it's a small pipe. And so it can really only go that far. So if you, so you can see here that most of the middle of the plaza doesn't have that division between the parking lot and the plaza. The project that I've been working with Mr. James on is to run an irrigation line under to trench along this V gutter and along that back wall to take the irrigation pipe below ground with the PVC pipe that will allow it to have the capacity to add 7 planters along this V gutter, and to move it to the parking lot side, which will create a little bit more space, but will also make sure that the drainage will go into the V gutter rather than out onto the plaza, and will protect the building as well as the plaza itself. So that part of the project, the trenching and the resurfacing of the parking lot, is expected to happen in the next month or so. The planters are, as many things, stuck somewhere. So I've gotten an update that they're expected now in December. They were originally was going to be October, November, pushing it back to December now. And yeah, this just gives another view. And then if you click onto the next one. So the other project at this point, it's we're looking at January for a project with the Mayor Pro Tem's team at Wonderful to replace what is currently grass and nut grass, I should say, in this area in front of the flagpole, with some decomposed granite and low water plantings. Mr. James did a nice job on this rendering. So if you click to the next picture, you can see what it looks like. So that's the left is current, and then the right is the proposed. So those are some projects that expecting in the next couple of months. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Just don't get it to look too much like a desert. Keep the flowers. Yeah, keep the flowers going in there.
David, with the money that you received, are there plans for that, specific plans, or is that just going to like a general fund, or how do you plan to use that?
So when I talked with Jamie from ERA, she said that they were interested in potentially funding. So I have a lot of projects. So I sent her a list of projects, and they came back and said, we really like the work that you're doing, and we want you to decide what to do with it. And so we have a number of projects beyond this that actually applying for grants for shade structures, some things for the back by the fire department. And so some of this is going to depend on which of those grants come through, and then we'll evaluate kind of where we can fill in with that money. But thanks to, we've had some good fortune with grants this year, and we've had the good fortune of having a really generous and supportive friends group. And so a lot of the kind of projects that we had in mind have really been ticked off. So it's good.
Nice. Well, you can see the excitement in your face and all that. So I'm happy that things are moving forward. Thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Nothing else? Okay, we need to have a motion to recess for two closed items. One item is conference with labor negotiators, includes the city manager with our service employees, SEIU, the Shafter police officers group, and the non-represented groups. The number two item is to have a conference with real property negotiators, which is our city manager, as well as Jeff Martin for American Refuse. Motion, please.
Motion to go into recess for closed session.
It is 7:06.
So I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. You need a roll call or do I? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I oppose no, we are recessed. Okay, we're back in session from our closed session, and I'm calling upon our city attorney to give us a wrap up on our two items.
Thank you, Mayor. As you mentioned, City Council recessed into closed session. The items are listed on the closed session agenda. There were two items. Conference with labor negotiators concerning the groups listed on the agenda. City Council heard a presentation from its negotiating team. I should also add that all members were present at that discussion, and we have no reportable action. Also had conference with real property negotiators concerning the property listed on the agenda. Negotiating parties, American Refuge, Jeff Martin. City Council heard a presentation from its negotiators on that item. I should mention that all members were present except for Councilmember Lopez
Thank you.
in that item. And we have no reportable action.
Okay, there's nothing else to come before us. I have a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no, and it's 8:15.